Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are fine. As you know that your winter break has extended, so school has decided to send you videos so that you can start studying at your home. I am Samreen, your history teacher, going to start lesson number 10, India's struggle for freedom. So we have already studied in previous chapter that how Indian reformers with the help of some British reformers started new things and started developing the society, started making people educated, and how they started their methods to change the society. We have studied all these things in the previous chapter. In this chapter, we are going to study about the policies of Britishers and the policies which were not actually liked by or which were not satisfied the people, which were not satisfying the people of India, and some of the reformers, some of the political leaders, those who took initiative to talk about the policies and to show the feeling of nationalism, okay, for the country. So here Britishers basically they started making so many rules, policies so that they could acquire more areas, they could show their power, and they could exploit economic, or they could economically they could exploit the people, and as well as they could show their racial discrimination. So all these things were happening in India, which led to the rise of the nationalism in India. So basically, the first topic which we will study, that is rise of political associations. See, we did not have any one particular party. In the 19th century, before the emergence of Indian National Congress, there were many political parties in India. And in the second half of the 19th century, the educated Indians grew dissatisfied with certain British policies and attitudes. So we will talk about Lord Lytton's policies. Basically, he started many policies. What he did, he was a viceroy, and he worked here as a viceroy, means here in India, for 4 years. He increased taxes in India to meet useless military expenses. He also lowered the age for appearing in ICS examination from 21 to 19. Earlier it was 21. He also passed Arms Act to deny Indians the right of possess and for weapons, and Vernacular Press Act to stop Indian press from criticizing British policies. And he also raised the duties on Indian cotton goods, thereby stifling the Indian textile industry. So, some of the early political associations which started in India, what actually they wanted to do? They were not happy with the policies started by Britishers. So they demanded greater participation to Indians in the administration. And in 1860, Dadabhai Naoroji helped start the East India Association in England to create public opinion in favor of India. He was also elected to the British Parliament, where he promoted India's cause, and he wrote the book Party and Un-British Rule in India, in which he criticized the suppression of civil liberties in India and the economic exploitation of India by the British. Not only this, the Purna Sarvajanik Sabha was established in 1870 by M.G. Ranade, Gopal Krishna Gokhale and others. In 1876, Surendranath Banerjee and others established the Indian Association in Calcutta. So these were the early associations which actually helped Indians to know their rights, which actually helped Indians to tell them that this is the time to show love, affection towards their country. Then after, one controversy happened, that was Albert Bill controversy. Viceroy Lord Ripon, who succeeded Lord Lytton, introduced the Albert Bill. The bill permitted Indian judges to try Europeans in district level courts. When this news heard by Europeans, they strongly opposed the bill, thus clearly showing their racial arrogance. Their protest ultimately caused the bill to be replaced by a milder version in which Europeans were to be tried by a jury consisted of Indians and Europeans. Basically, Europeans they never wanted to have any Indian judge in the judiciary so that Europeans could easily be removed or could easily be sent to their homes so that there should not be any blame on them. But this was not liked by the Europeans. The Indians now felt the urgent need for All India organization to represent them because everywhere Indians were getting exploited. Now, British next topic is birth of the Indian National Congress, which is very important. You all have to underline here that Ellen Octavian Hume, a retired civil servant, invited educated Indians to form All India organization to represent the Indian people, which was very, very important for all the Indian people so that there should be one organization to represent the demands of Indian people in front of the government. So, this led to the formation of the Indian National Congress. The Congress held its first session at Bombay, underlined this also on 28th December 1885. So, the first session, when was the first session held of Indian National Congress and where? Okay, so at Bombay on December 28, 1885. The session was presided over by Vomesh Chandra Banerjee and was attended by 72 delegates. 72 leaders were present there. The Congress led India's freedom movement and also called the National Movement from 1885 to 1947 till we got independence. The movement can be divided into four main phases. The moderate phase, which we will study in the same chapter, the extremist phase, the Gandhian era or phase we can say, and the final phase. So basically, since we started this struggle movement, okay, for getting the independence or to show the feeling of nationalism or to remove Britishers from the country, this started from 1885 till 1947 till when we got independence. So basically in this chapter we will study only about moderate and extremist phase. Next two topics we will continue in the next chapter. So the first one is moderate phase, which started from 1885 and lasted till 1905, right? So among the leaders of the Congress during the moderate phase were Dadabhai Naoroji. This is also very important. You should know the leaders, those who participated in the moderate phase: Dadabhai Naoroji, Surendranath Banerjee, okay, then Feroz Shah Mehta, G. Subramanya Iyer, M. G. Ranade, then Bahaduddin Tayyabi, G. K. Gokhale, Gopal Krishna Gokhale means, and Romesh Chandra Dutt. These are the leaders who were included themselves or who took initiative or who were the first one who came forward to start this phase. So these people they were deeply influenced by the Western education, and these leaders had a great faith in British rule. Basically, they never wanted to remove Britishers from India. They knew if Britishers will be here, then India's education system will be improved, and which will help people to remove their old ideas or to come out of that the things which they had, myths or superstitions or the false beliefs, sacrifices. So they never wanted people to believe on such all those things. So these people, they did not think in terms of self-government but wanted only to increase the political consciousness and unity of the people. They wanted to have political rights in India. They reached out to the people through public speeches and through writings in newspapers and journals. This was the method of moderate leaders. Okay, then what was the demand of such leaders? You can see the pictures here also. M.G. Ranade, Surendranath Banerjee, okay, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, these are the leaders. So what were their demands? Basically, they wanted that the ICS examination, which was actually started for people But the age which was lowered by Lord Lytton, they wanted to increase that one because it was very difficult for all the people to participate or to appear in that exam. So this you can underline the last line here. They also wanted to the maximum age for writing the examination to be raised. This was the first one. Then actually they wanted to reduce the drain of wealth caused by European civil servants sending their administrative service, and they wanted the ICS examination to be held not in England but also in India, so that the people, those who are from India, obviously they should feel the closeness or the home feeling which they wanted to have. So they wanted people to be here in India so that they should not go to England to give that particular exam, right? Now come to the next page. For improvement in India's economic condition, the moderates wanted reduction of land revenue and provision of greater protection of cultivators and forest dwellers. They also wanted reduction in military expenditure and greater expenditure on irrigation, education, and other constructive activities. Now, some of the other demands of the moderates were the removal of restrictions on civil liberties and the press. Because I told you already that Indians were clearly told that they are not going to criticize any of the British policies, but they wanted to remove that right also. The withdrawal of Arms Act, separation of the executive from the judiciary, and the better condition of the work for Indian laborers in other parts of the world, such as South Africa, Southeast Asia, and Mauritius. So these were the demands of the moderate people, that they wanted equal treatment, they wanted their representation, they wanted to give such liberties to the lower class people especially. Now come to the methods. So what were the methods which they used? The moderate adopted constitutional methods. So what are constitutional methods? Where they could use petitions or appeals in writing forms, right? Instead of saying verbally or instead of using arms, okay, having weapons, they wanted to settle down every matter with peace. So most of the appeals were unheeded. Why? Because they were not aggressive. They were only having the conversation and they were only having writings, right? But the leaders took no steps to push their demands. They were quite well. They never thought that they should take some other methods. They should do some other things, right? So hence these leaders came to be called moderates. Okay, that is why they are called moderates, because they never thought of taking any strict action against the government, right? Now what was the British response or the method used by the Britishers to suppress or to listen to their demands? So the British passed the Indian Council Act in 1892. Please underline this also, which is very important. Under pressure from the Congress, the act increased the number of Indians in government bodies but gave the Indians no power. So the demand which was started by moderate leaders, the demand were accepted, but there was no power in the hand of Indians. The government became very hostile towards the Congress. Why? Because when Congress party made Indian National Congress, they started having their own demands. They started using different methods which was not liked by Britishers. Government officials were ordered not to associate with the Congress. Government officials, if Congress is coming, Congress leaders are coming and asking help, or if you are doing any kind of help, you should not do, otherwise strict actions will be taken against the government officials, those who are working under British government. Okay, now come to importance of moderate phase. Why moderate phase is important? The moderate gained very little political advantage for India. What was the importance? So, however, their constitutional methods firmly established a democratic tradition in India. A democratic tradition in India, that they told people, this is the method, we should always try to put our demands in the form of writings instead of using any kind of violence. Okay, so this is the importance of moderate phase. These leaders told people that how education is, how much education is important, and why educated Indians or these moderate people basically wanted to give their opinion in writings, or wanted to tell people that they should also show some kind of respect, some kind of dignity towards others, right? Instead of means they can also have the feeling of nationalism. We should not think that we should not think about our. So dear students, I will be sending you the next topic, the video of next topic, in the next video. Okay, I will be giving you. So my dear students, in today's video I am giving you the explanation till here. In the next video I will start extremist phase, and I will try my level best to give you the question answers. So my request is to you, you all have to read the chapter one more time, okay, underline the important points and try to find out short answers by your own. Okay, till then, take care, study well.